Treasury has always been grappling with risks, and it's very difficult to anticipate the type of risk. But what I think what's different now is the volume of risks coming down the pipe. I think there are probably three things Treasury can do to be best placed to deal with those risks. The first thing you can do is look at your organisation. You need to have the right calibre of talent and at the right level to be able to, first of all, deal with them. Second thing you need to do is you need to be at the business table and engaged with early, and I think you need to earn the right to be at that table. And the third thing I think that you can do, which takes a little bit longer, is you need to invest in your systems.
Well, I think there are a number of risks at the moment. First and foremost amongst these is probably the trade disputes that we're seeing in the global economy. I think the other risks to the global economy really relate to the amount of leverage in the system. And then finally, I think I would mention risks in China, which again relate to leverage. In terms of the policy responses, I mean, something we're focused on at the Bank of England, obviously, is the monetary policy response to these shocks, if they were to hit. The other thing we're very focused on is the resilience of the financial system. We've also put in place at the Bank of England a new framework, what's called macro-prudential policy, to think about the risks across the system as a whole and to make sure the system is resilient.
We always had economic risk and political risk. What has changed to my perception is at the moment, for the last 2 years, the degree of that risk. If we look around the world, we have, in the US we have Trump, we have Brexit, we have some difficult countries like Italy, and some other populist governments. So all in all, the political risk has increased, I would say. So my 3 tips on how to handle that tricky situation. You need to define upfront what is my risk appetite, how do I want to tackle the risk basically, and then you will not be surprised. Probably it makes also sense to do some risk scenario analysis, expect the unexpected, because nowadays anything could happen. We will lean back, do some scenario analysis, discuss it with business people, how they themselves would react to that situation.
The risk has not changed. I think what has changed is the risk that Treasury is asked to protect the company from. Now we are looking into geopolitical issues, macro issues, cybersecurity, frauds, all these kind of risks that we were not asked to manage before. How can we manage this better? I think you need to be prepared, first of all, and you need to be also able to reduce the exposure that you have on those risks as much as you can, to be preemptive of these risks. There's no time to just sit down and think about it. You need to be able to react as quickly as possible. So reaction time is also important.
With the acquisition of Monsanto last year, we acquired a completely new category of risk on asset class, which is commodity risk. We asked our data analyst group last year to run a project with them, and we asked them, listen, we have a data set here of macroeconomic data, of equity markets, interest rate markets, FX markets, and we gave them this data set and said we want to visualize correlations and we want to know what is driving the market over time and how constant these correlations are over time.
We as a business do business globally, and we have to make sure that we're abiding by all sanctions, UN, EU or US sanctions. So we do a lot of work in gathering data, making sure we're legally compliant. The other area that we're always concerned about is fraud and cyber attacks. We have a lot of best practice. We work very closely with our IT departments, and if there are any attempted frauds, we communicate that to the businesses and we work together in the businesses. The other area that we're heavily involved in is compliance. We do a lot of commodity trading in the group, and we have to make sure we're abiding by Dodd-Frank, FinFrag, MiFID and EMIR.